Well, hello everybody. This is Jason, Zombie Collector Extraordinaire, and I have some movies I want to show you. Another flea market video. I know. I mean, like sometimes I feel like these might not do as well as other videos I do. Maybe they will. I don't know. I just like showing off what I find. I think some people enjoy it. I get a good dialogue with a handful of people. And again, it's not really for me about growing my channel and getting lots of subs, or it's not about me getting likes or whatever. It's mostly about just sharing the experience I'm having as I'm having fun going through and picking up movies for my collection or maybe to resell or whatever down the road. So with that being said, try to get through it in a timely manner. First up, Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy, the Criterion collection. This one here is, I believe, it does come with the booklet. Yeah, it has the booklet in there, which is a good thing. This is, I believe, the Chasing Amy. Was Mallrats before Chasing Amy? I want to say it was. But you have, I think it is. So you have Ben Affleck, you have Jason Lee, obviously you have Smith and Muse there. And it's just a really good movie. It has a lot of pretty hilarious dialogue in it, quite frankly. Joey Lauren Adams is the girl in this. But it's a good movie. It's probably for me as one of the outside of Dogma. It's probably one of the lesser ones I've enjoyed from his kind of like View Askew universe. But I do enjoy it. There's like I said, a lot of funny stuff that happens in it, and that's probably what makes it a little over the top for me. But overall, I do like this movie quite a bit. Chasing Amy. I'm still a big Clerks fan. I like Mallrats. I like Clerks 2. I like the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I like the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I like Red State pretty good. And then after that, all of them kind of, like I said, Dogma I was never a big fan of. And this, I mean, out of those, the last few movies he's done, which was dog crap, Yoga Hosers and Tusk and all that stuff, that was all garbage. But, anyways, those were much better than that. Next up is Gary Cooper in Pride of the Yankees. Right here, it's a great movie. There's a DVD if you're looking to see what it looks like. I absolutely love this movie. I used to watch this movie pretty frequently in the 80s growing up. You have Babe Ruth actually in here, which is a big deal. Babe Ruth stars, not stars, but he's in the movie with Gary Cooper. It's a great movie. It's about the story of Lou Gehrig, who ended up getting sick and passing away a few years after he got diagnosed with the first known, really, I guess, big time person known with this disease. I can't remember the name of the actual disease, but it was later be known as the Lou Gehrig disease. And Gary Cooper does an awesome job in this, and he really captures. I believe his family's originally from Germany, so they really show a lot about Lou Gehrig and his life as a immigrant to immigrant parents living in America, I believe in New York, and then throughout his baseball career, and then to his untimely passing. But it was really good. Everybody knows Lou Gehrig's farewell speech at Yankee Stadium, which was very powerful. So they really capture that in that movie. Next up is a 90s classic, Mystery Men. I absolutely love this movie so much. It's so goofy and over the top ridiculous, but I love it. You have Janine Garofalo, she's a crazy person. You have Frank Azaria. You have Paul Reubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman. You have William H. Macy, and you have Ben Stiller. Let's see, anybody? Greg Kinnear's in it. Tom Waits is in here. Wes Studi. I didn't realize Wes Studi's in here. Eddie Izzard. And Hank Azaria. Claire Forlani. And so anyways, Janine Garofalo and Ben Stiller were both in the Ben Stiller show together, which kind of makes sense that they did this movie together. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. It's funny. It's a superhero movie, but the joke of it is none of them really are superheroes. They're all just normal people, and they say they're superheroes. They say they have superhero powers. Now, Janine Garofalo has like a bowling ball that has her dad's head in it or something. That's like a skull, and that has some kind of like otherworldly ability. And there's apparently one guy I think he's invisible or something. But they have a scene where they're trying to get their recruitments, and they have like the waffler and a guy who just has waffle irons, and he fights crime with waffle irons, and he's putting the waffle iron on his face like And then there's Eraser Man and Son of Eraser Man, and Eraser Head and Son of Eraser Head, and they're just like dressed like pencils. So, I mean, it's pretty hilarious. If you've not seen it, it's good. It's a good comedy. And they actually do fight a bad guy in this. And there's a couple of shocks in here. It's definitely like a dark comedy. It might be rated R. I'm not for sure. If it's not, it's PG-13. I'm not for sure. But there's some pretty, surprising stuff that happens in it. So, Mystery Men, definitely worth checking out if you've not seen it. If you have, let me know what you think. Next up is everybody's favorite Twitter is Alyssa Milano and Poison Ivy 2, Electric Boogaloo. So you have this right here. This is the unrated version. It's Too Hot for TV from back in the day. This is Alyssa Milano. I don't know if it's her first movie, but her first movie where she tries to break out from her Who's the Boss persona, where she plays like the girl, sweet little girl with Judith Light and Tony Danza, and now she's all grown up. She's single and ready to mingle. So you have Poison Ivy 2. This is a very straddles the line of decency, I guess, with some of the stuff that was out there back in the day. But this is the unrated version. So there you have that. That's probably going to be something I sell. Next up is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It's absolutely awesome. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I love the Planet of the Apes series. A lot of people kind of crap on the Planet of the Apes remake they did back when Tim Burton did it, because he still used actual prosthetics and real makeup. When they started doing Planet of the Apes again remake the third time around, they did it all with CGI, and the CGI looks amazing. And I know a lot of people were not fans initially, because the old school fans, and some people don't even know that Planet of the Apes have been around since the 70s or 60s. But it has been around for quite a while, and it's a really good premise. I love Planet of the Apes movies. The CGI looks amazing. It looks like they're real. I mean, it's just awesome, and I really like it. I mean, you connect with the apes, which is the biggest thing in it. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the movies, is to be able to connect with the apes more than sometimes than the humans, because the humans are usually the aggressors. Now, the story does go on where the apes are just as much as the bad guys as the humans are, and they finally had enough and been pushed to the edge. So you have that as well. But this is a really good movie. I just love the Planet of the Apes movies. They're so fun to watch. It's just great popcorn fun. Next up is Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, and Shannon Doherty. Before I even show it, what is it? Heathers. Right, there you go. This is the Anchor Bay release of Heathers. It's kind of funny because Winona Ryder, who's in Stranger Things, kind of looks like Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven in here, I think. Eleven looks very similar to her in this picture on here. So you have Heather, you have the booklet comes in here with it, along with it, obviously the DVD. Has quite a few special features. But if you all know anything about Heathers, it's a pretty popular film from, I believe, I want to say the late 80s. I'm not for sure exactly what year in the 80s, but I want to say 88, there you go. That's what it looks like it says. So I missed it I was only 10 years old when this came out. This was more about for high school. But as I got older, I did enjoy it, and it's very, very, it's one of those very few high school black comedies that resonate still today, I think. So there you go. Christian Slater's awesome in this. Really, really enjoy it. Next up is a movie that came out probably in the early 2000s. It is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I believe this was off of who wrote this? I want to say, is it Alan something? Who originally wrote this? I know people probably screaming at me right now, the fans of the actual graphic novel. Alan Moore, maybe? Am I making that up? Is it Alan Moore? I can't remember. I might be making that up, guys. But anyways, you have Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a great cast. Some of the people in this movie will Sam Rockwell, Mos Def, Zoe Deschanel, Martin Freeman, Bill Nye, Warwick Davis, Alan Rickman, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich, Stephen Fry. I mean, it's just like the who's who. It's a fantastic movie. I've always enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it in forever. I actually went to go see this with my son's mom back in the day. I had no idea what to expect, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I don't got to tell the people who already know about it, but it's Bloomin' Brilliant, 4 stars. Enjoy. If you've not seen it, go check it out. It is worth your time. Oh, man. All right, next up is the Super Bit, Charlie's Angels. I like the Charlie's Angels part, the first one, I guess, and the second one. Some people kind of poo-pooed on it. I enjoyed it. I'm a big fan. I thought all 3 ladies did a great job as the Angels. Fantastic. I liked Bill Murray as I forgot whatever his character is. I forgot his name on there, but Bill Murray, he plays kind of like their sidekick, like the liaison between them and Charlie. He did great, but apparently he did not get along with Lucy Liu. They had a huge conflict, and they asked him to step away from it because Lucy Liu was like obviously one of the Angels, and they brought Bernie Mac, and Bernie Mac was like, man, I've never been a big fan of Bernie Mac, so it's kind of like, whatever. But the reason I got it was I didn't realize this is a 2-disc set. So I'm going to go through. There's a lot of stuff on it, a lot of sneak peeks, a lot of special features. I believe there's a commentary on here as well. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, deleted scenes, extended scenes. So I want to go watch this again. I really enjoyed the movie. And like I said, it's a movie that I didn't know. Obviously, Charlie's Angels was before my time, the TV show from the 70s. But I definitely enjoyed the movie. And I thought Crispin Glover, man, as the creepy thin man, I mean, golden, dude. Golden. He was great. He had a stretch there in the early aughts where he did this. He did part 2. He was in it for a short time. He did Willard, which was absolutely amazing. I really liked him a lot. And, I think he doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. Next up is surprisingly the last Quentin Tarantino film I did not own. And I found it for, I believe this one's actually a couple bucks. And I want to get a better version with the box not tore up, but it's The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino's, I believe, 8th film, because Once Upon a Time was his 9th, if I'm not mistaken. And this is, absolutely amazing. This came with the slipcover, which I was super pumped about. So you have the slipcover, and then there's a digital code in there. But the really cool thing about this is, I didn't know this until I got it at home, was that this actually opens up. So there you go. The slipcover had a little scenic view on there, which makes it suck when it's the guy put a sticker on here and then tape. I mean, like, who does that? I'm like, what are you doing, dude? So when I try to easily remove it, I tore it. So it's frustrating. But this is basically the story of John Root, if I'm not mistaken, which is the Kurt Russell character. He comes in with Walter Goggins and Samuel L. Jackson's character, and along with they don't have his name in here, but he's the kind of like the horse, the guy who's like the carriage. The guy who rides them into the carriage, I guess. I'm not for sure what you call that character. But they come in and they get stranded in this haberdashery. That's the word I was looking for. Basically, it's like a catch-all back in the 1800s. It has, things for your horses, stalls for your horses. They have food. They have a place to rest. It's just a little bit like a catch-all from back in the 1800s. And then they're taking the Jennifer Jason Leigh character, who is a murderer, to get hung. Because his name is the Hangman, John Root, I believe. And it's a great movie. It's a whodunit. There's other characters that you don't know who's who. You have Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Bruce Dern. There's all kinds of characters you don't know who is on the up and up, who's there to try to capture and release the Jennifer Jason Leigh character, who's the good guys, who the bad guys are. You start losing track. There's a lot of shocks in this movie. There's a lot of pushing the boundaries of acceptable, I think, language, and just, I think sometimes Quentin Tarantino here, if he showed the restraint that he did in Once Upon a Time, this movie would have been a better movie. But I feel like he kind of I think maybe some of the times get the best of him. I think he was trying to push the envelope with some of the dialogue, some of the images. He kind of gets a little bit like, in the gutter with some of the stuff. But I do enjoy this movie. It all takes place in one location basically, and so it's all about the dialogue. And so if you don't like Quentin Tarantino dialogue, this is not your movie, because there's a whole lot of Quentin Tarantino dialogue that everybody's spewing. But I really do enjoy this movie. It's probably up there as one of my favorites, but it would have probably been my favorite if he could have just showed some restraint. Though, however, he did not. So there's the back of it. I don't know if I showed the back. And then the last movie is everybody's favorite pudding man, Bill Cosby and Ghost Dad. Now, I used to wear this VHS out from the VHS shop back in the day, old Roadrunner Video in Jeffersonville, Indiana. You got Bill Cosby, America's favorite dad in a spirited comedy. And if I remember correctly, he ends up passing away, but then he comes back to help take care of his kids, or his kids can see him or something, but the mom can't. I can't remember. It's been literally 34 years ago since I watched this movie. But I remember being like a real lighthearted comedy. It was really funny, or I thought it was funny when I was like 8-year-old, 7-year-old kid. But I think something happens to him, and he ends up he takes care of his kids, or tries to come back and help his kids out. And anyway, so I enjoyed it. There you go. It has the insert, which is great, and of course the movie. I'm looking forward to watching this again. Obviously, it's a little bit tainted now with what we know about Bill Cosby, unfortunately. But I'll try to look through it on the 80s version, 80s Jason, and not 2020 Jason. See if I can get some gleaming some enjoyment out of this. So anyways, guys, that's Ghost Dad, Bill Cosby's everybody's favorite pudding man. So until next time, peace.